This has to be the most controversial figure in Apex's history. The name has been synonymous with a lot of degenerate activities in the Apex community, from something as tame as trash talking to other things as severe as DDoSing. The actual owner of the name has been involved in basically every questionable activity on the internet that you can think of. So who is watergothim? Well, Ottr first began his YouTube career as an Apex Legends update channel, which usually showcased new items or characters to come within the game. His videos gained popularity easily because of his style, which was very different from most others at the time. The videos were usually 2 to 5 minutes long, showcasing whatever item or legend that he wanted to discuss. It was cutthroat, it was straight to the point, there were no giveaways, no nothing, just fast and informative. In the beginning, it seemed like he was just another Apex creator trying to get his name out there and make himself some bread. But little did we know that within this seemingly harmless creator laid a sick and twisted personality. The first bouts of trouble came when he decided to head into the Apex University Discord server to insult its members. The Apex University Discord server was a server in the early days of Apex Legends, made to connect players who wanted to get better at the game to coaches. It was basically a community of players who had the intention of collectively getting better at the game. Ottr went in there and basically egoed everyone. Whenever someone asked a question on how do I get better at the game, while mildly criticizing watergothim, he responded that they were all trash, learning from trash coaches who aren't even in the top 1,000, claiming that he was the number 3 in the world for some reason, which wasn't even true in any universe. So let's do some quick math here. Some of the people in the Discord watched his tutorial videos, and he was also in the Discord, so by his own logic, wouldn't that mean that he's also a trash coach? Ottr said that he didn't need to prove anything to them since he's in the hardest Apex Discord to get into, with apparently the top 500 players in the game, and from this incident he showed that he couldn't handle any form of criticism, whether constructive or not. When called out for his behavior on Twitter and on YouTube, he basically held the opinion that they were all haters. But hold on to your horses, it does get worse from here. In his videos, he began to steal content from data miners without even giving them credit. He would post their files and their skins that they had found without permission in order to garner as many views as quickly as possible, all while claiming that the data miner didn't want their name to be revealed, which was kind of absurd as the main reason people mine the hidden files, apart from the thrill of it, is to gain exposure and followers on their social media pages. It was an especially weird thing to say since Ottr at the time had over 150,000 subscribers. Who wouldn't want their name mentioned on such a huge platform? When the data miners and leakers began to put watermarks on their content to prevent Ottr specifically from stealing their content, he resorted to manually scrapping out the watermarks and using them for his videos anyway. Watergothim went as far as to say that he made Shrugtal's career, and if you don't know who Shrugtal is, you probably weren't part of the OG days of Apex. Shrugtal was the most respected data miner slash leaker that we ever had in Apex. He made very good videos from the content that he had mined out of the game himself. He was the guy. Whenever it came to leaks or secret files, Shrugtal was the best and the most reliable. For watergothim to say that he made Shrugtal's career, that was kind of a huge slap to the face of the data mining community, not that he had any respect for them to begin with. Watergothim was fond of blatantly stealing content and leaks from Shrugtal's channel and uploading them the exact same day, giving no chance for Shrugtal's videos to gain momentum in the first place. What would normally end up happening was that Ottr's videos would do better than the ones from Shrugtal, despite the videos being comprised of mainly stolen content. In addition to that, watergothim also had a data miner called Tobias providing him with leaks, but that didn't really last very long as Ottr doesn't do well with people. The reason why they split up was that Ottr, in his infinite wisdom, decided to say on Twitter that the leaks from Tobias for a supposed new legend in a playtest were fake, which wasn't actually true because the playtest ended up being very real. Tobias proceeded to block him on Twitter, further raising the hostilities between Ottr and the data miners. This wasn't the first time that Ottr had fallen out with a supposed friend. You see, Ottr had been friends with another YouTuber called ICOps back in the early 2020. That quickly fell apart because Ottr was accusing ICOps of copying his videos, which was kind of hypocritical of him, as watergothim was also copying the videos of many other YouTubers at the time, like Titan Gaming and of course Shrugtal. And Ottr had the bright idea to send his friend a copyright strike And yeah, it's safe to say they weren't friends anymore. People in the community were beginning to form a very negative opinion of watergothim. But this was only one of the many copyright strikes to come, because shortly after this, Water was exposed for a minor in the community. It was revealed that watergothim had been talking to and asking for pictures from a minor called Abby who was 15 years old at the time. Water himself was about to be 19. In the leaked DMs from Discord and Snapchat posted by the girl, he said that he wanted to rail her and hoped that she didn't mind their age difference, which was a crazy thing to say to a 15-year-old. Together with other messages like, "What if Daddy Water tells you to take your favorite shirt off?" He also proceeded to send pictures of himself to her and urged her to do the same, and her feeling pressured and also being a child, decided to oblige to his requests. And this was literally a federal crime that Water had committed, but to him, he was doing nothing wrong. Luckily, Abby's friends had convinced her to distance herself, and when Abby told him about this, he spared no effort in trying to convince her to stay with him. He was attempting to manipulate her into believing that her friends wanted to get her out of the way in order to be with him. And in my opinion, that doesn't really make much sense. Eventually, when the news came out, he encouraged his Discord members to go attack the 15-year-old girl on Twitter. She received a lot of death threats and harassment. He claimed that the leaked DMs were fake and that he only ever messaged her on Twitter, which he took a screenshot of. The problem with the screenshots that he sent was that those were new messages sent after he was already exposed, so literally the equivalent of taking medicine after death. As if that was any better, the new screenshots showed Water basically saying, "I'll date you when you're 18. And I think that still counts as grooming. It didn't help that the Discord DMs were 100% real because some of the leaked photos showed the exact same background that Water had in his setup. The situation was covered by some YouTubers at the time, calling him out for his behavior and urging him to be better. But instead of apologizing, he put out this tweet claiming that if ICOps and Ford and Smash didn't take down their videos on him, he would take further action on their YouTube channels. These further actions, of course, means a false copyright strike. He claimed that the videos were slanderous from his perspective and that the creators would bear the consequences. But there was one small problem. Ford and Smash never made a video on Water. In fact, Forden had never mentioned Water on his channel. So where did he come to the conclusion that Ford and Smash had slandered him? Well, let's find out. Forden responded to his tweet saying that if anyone can substantially and factually prove that he made a video on Water, they would get awarded $1,000. Water saw this reply and took to his Discord server, giving his viewers a link to a video discussing his own antics and telling them to go get the free money. But something was wrong. The video wasn't from Ford and Smash. Instead, it was from another channel called Novel. And something was just not making sense to everyone. Why would he put out that tweet if the video he linked was from Novel? Well, Water claimed and really seemed to believe that Novel was an alt account that Ford and Smash used for harassing him. But these claims were easily refuted because of one glaring fact. Ford and Smash is a guy from San Francisco, and Novel, in his stark contrast, is from South Africa. Ford and Smash ended up showing this on his channel with video footage of him and Novel, and I genuinely don't understand how watergothim came to the conclusion that they somehow were the same person. Again, watergothim, when presented with the facts, decided to double down. He once again claimed that Ford and Smash had slandered him, but he deleted the video. He added an intentionally cropped comment which he claimed to be a community post about him to support his claim. But once again, Water's claims were easily debunked. The video that had been deleted from Forden's channel was a movie review of the new Mutants movie that had came out back then. Forden deleted the video because he felt it didn't match his audience, and the so-called community post about him was a cropped comment that Forden made on someone else's channel. When asked to apologize, watergothim didn't actually do anything. He just called everyone haters and used the N-word. He said, "N-words like you are always like this, come to my Discord and you are being banned." And like, you guys have to remember, watergothim is like the whitest dude you know. You can clearly see how big his ego was, and remember, it's going to get worse. He genuinely thought he was the guy. It was his way or no way at all. His ego problems were exacerbated by the fact that he still had very loyal fans who would ride and die for him despite the controversies. Most of them were known for harassing anyone who tried to hold Water accountable. Other creators started to cover the situation, calling him an egoistical maniac, and everyone except Water's fans was beginning to see just how sick and twisted the situation and Water was. and his next few wrongdoings truly put the nail in the coffin for his YouTube career. Because for whatever reason, what just happened wasn't enough. Because he took it to the next level. Ottr began to solicit the help of reputable cheaters like Toofy and his friend Autism Gaming, who regularly posted videos of them hacking together on Apex. And if you don't know who Toofy was, well, just watch this clip.
Getting and your whole family over and over and over again in game. You trash can cheater, huh? Toofy, you how you like that?
Anyway, one could guess that Ottr was seeking their help in order to reach #1 Predator. But the funniest part of this was that he got rejected. You know you're down bad when cheaters refuse to play with you. Since Ottr couldn't even get cheaters to play with him, he decided to resort to other methods to get that #1 Predator spot. He already tried something in the past, and now he's gonna try to do it in-game. One of the ways for him to reach his goal was going to be using a PS4 controller on his PlayStation 5. And the only reason you would use a PlayStation 4 controller on a PS5 at the time would be because strike packs didn't work on PS5 controllers at that time. And if you don't know what a strike pack is, it's basically a controller accessory that can change the way you play the game. It has the capability to negate things like recoil and is very popular among console grinders. It didn't come as a surprise to most that someone who would seek out cheaters to play with him would also be willing to cheat himself, but this was also just pale in comparison to what he was about to do next. In early 2021, leaked messages surfaced showing watergothim talking to a YouTuber who is known for teaching people how to DDoS servers. Ottr was asking him how to bridge a connection from his PC to his console, and with a bridge connection being the main thing you needed to DDoS a server. Since the leaked messages surfaced, most people were speculating that watergothim was DDoSing the servers, but nobody had concrete proof of this, so they didn't think he should get banned. Ottr was only banned once on PlayStation at the time, and it was a temporary ban that only lasted for 7 days. He claimed that it was because of a bug and/or spam reports. But just a few weeks later, something very incriminating would be brought to light. On the 27th of April 2021, watergothim was getting accused of DDoSing quite a lot more. Everyone who wasn't a Ottr simp at the time was seriously questioning what had just occurred, because watergothim had gained a whopping 2.8 thousand RP overnight, sending him into the Predator rank. This was pretty suspicious because it's watergothim. Yeah, he wasn't really good at the game, and given the meta at the time, it was nearly impossible to gain that many points seemingly out of nowhere. And it wasn't a surprise when members of the community started sounding the alarm. When watergothim was confronted with this information, he stated that he had gained 1,000 points on stream the day before, and then gained 1.5 thousand the present day in a stream where he had deleted the VOD. His gaining 1,000 points the previous day was verified to be true, but where the lie starts to fall apart is, where did the 1.5 thousand points come from? Because obviously he claimed he deleted the VOD because of copyrights, but this was questionable because if you get a copyright on a Twitch VOD, only one part of the VOD would actually be muted, and there would be no need to delete the whole thing. One could imagine he deleted the VOD to hide the fact that he actually gained 1.8 thousand points and not 1.5. Those missing 300 points were from a ranked game where he played as Rampart and dropped 19 kills in a Predator lobby. Members of the community could verify this because the stats were available through the Apex stat tracker and another stream where he left off at 13.8k. For his story to make sense, he would have to go from 12k RP to get 13.8k, so what happened in that game? What could he have been hiding that required him to delete the entire VOD and avoid mentioning the 300 points that he actually got? Well, with the information I'm about to give you, even your town fool would be able to put 2 and 2 together. On the 28th of April 2021, a YouTuber by the name of Jhona would post a video titled "Caught watergothim, DDoSing, exposed." So if you were Ottr and you saw this title, your heart would probably drop. And then you would stop and question the title. You'd probably say it has to be clickbait, and that's where you would be wrong. In this video, Jhona and his friends were playing a ranked match in Predator Ranked when they immediately got DDoSed right before they landed.
Oh, we're back. I'm back in. Oh, never mind. I'm DOS again.
Oh, what?
What?
I lost RP.
Ah, really?
I lost 120.
Wow.
This is the work of Ottr. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh no, this Bloodhound's going crazy.
They made jokes that, oh, watergothim was in their lobby DDoSing, But little did it know that the jokes were actually true. When Jhona managed to make it back into the game, they discovered that a bloodhound was just killing everybody. That's when they began to come to the conclusion that the bloodhound actually was watergothim. They had the exact same skin, the same badge placement, and the same kill displays. The bloodhound was playing in anonymous mode despite him not streaming. This only further strengthened the accusations against watergothim because he was probably looking to avoid unnecessary attention. The game finally came to an end and the winner was shown to actually be watergothim. This was the substantial evidence that was needed to put water in the ground once and for all.
That's water! That's water! That's water! Come on, he needs to win this one. That's water right here. He's right here. He won! He won! We got him, boys! We got him! We got him!
But for Water's fans, this wasn't enough. Now, luckily, there were still more rain on the way. The same day, a clip would surface that would change Water's life forever. My man really just tried to play it off like he didn't just commit a federal crime in front of his live viewers. In the clip, you can clearly hear Water typing on his keyboard right before the server was DDoSed. And he just so happened to be the first person back shooting frozen players. watergothim, who is no stranger to federal crimes, had once again DDoSed a server. Everyone was basically convinced. This was more than enough evidence to put him down for good. The two videos were brought to the attention of Hideouts, who is Apex's resident human anti-cheat. And a few days later, Hideouts was in Wattr's stream. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what happens when Hideouts is in your stream. I will wish you good luck because watergothim got banned live on stream and it was glorious. watergothim's reaction to everything was telling people to do their own research without actually providing a good defense to any of the claims. He claimed that he was matchmaking banned, which was false. Water was shadow banned, which meant that he can access his account but cannot actually play the games. And there was a lot of joy in the Apex community as everyone was glad to have such a narcissistic personality out of the community. watergothim, on the other hand, driven by grief and despair, would go on to false copyright strike every single YouTuber who made a video discussing the situations, and one of those YouTubers was FortnSmash, and this was definitely a decision that he would now soon regret. Because this wasn't the first time he had sent Fortin a false copyright strike. He had sent him a strike on 2 occasions prior to this, making that 3rd false copyright strikes in total. The 2 others were for absurd reasons, like just using his image and using a car SMG image that had watergothim's watermark, so there were false claims. What Water didn't know was that Fortin's wife works at Google, which is the parent company of YouTube, and Fortin had actually warned him privately on 2 separate occasions to remove the false strikes, but he just didn't listen and instead acted high and mighty, basically threatening him with a lawsuit. Fortin had given Water enough chances to be a better person, but he would rather be a scumbag instead. FortnSmash, because of the connection with his wife to YouTube, managed to get the false strikes removed from his channel. And YouTube decided to shadow ban watergothim's channel for the abuse of the copyright system. If you don't know what a YouTube shadow ban is, it's basically worse than straight up terminating your channel. It means that your videos would no longer be recommended to anyone on YouTube. Viewers would have to actively search up your channel to watch your videos, which is terrible for views. And thus watergothim's slow and painful death began. A once prosperous channel had lost more than 90% of his viewers, and there was nobody to blame but himself. Nowadays, watergothim can be found posting desperate stuff like this to his now very tiny Apex audience. Also, a few months back, he actually got trolled by the leaker bot on Twitter, which made him say this in his own video.
Which we know obviously aren't final, do include Sac, Omni, Nat, and the 4th is Spermologist.
And as for his own viewers, I'm convinced they have to be bots. Like, there's no way people actually still watch his channel. It might also come as a surprise to you to learn that Water has 2 other channels on which he posts regularly to this very day. One is a Counter-Strike channel, and the other is a less successful Overwatch channel. I honestly can't believe that he might have had a chance to revive his YouTube career. At the end of the day, despite being like a really bad person, I can't stress that enough. The amount of content he's putting out, I mean, it speaks for a pretty insane work ethic. I'll give him that. But that's the story of watergothim, a creator and player who thought he could do whatever he wanted without any consequences or repercussions. His ego was his downfall, and things would have never gotten to this point if he had just acknowledged his mistakes and genuinely apologized. Now his Apex career is dead. Speaking of things that are dead, if you want to learn about the Apex Legends melee character that I guess died, check out the video on the screen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.